Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Daniel from Pactos de Caballero podcast. We're back. We're here to answer some of the viewer or some of our followers' questions. I'm here with all the guys. Just brief note. But thanks first of all for sending the questions. We appreciate it. It's so far they've been um entertaining.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
We didn't think anyone was listening. That's why.
we we had to make sure. But yeah, man, I think first of all we'll start off with Mario 64's question is will America fall or keep going? And then
America.
yeah, will America fall or keep going? And then do you guys still believe in Cruz Azul or no? I mean, as a Cruz Azul fan, I think regardless, I always believe in them. I think that for the past 4 or 5 years, they've been at the top. I think only we've only missed one league the last five tournaments or something like that. So to some degree, you have to believe that they are consistent. They are at a top level. They've even the year that we got canceled, we were in first place. So you got to believe in this team because they still have the team, man. Overall, the team's there. They've got them key pieces to keep going higher. So at the moment, yeah, I mean, you still got to believe in that team. When it comes to the America question, as long as Solari continues to do what he's doing, and I think for me is facing off against that one team. I like we talked about it in the podcast. Juvie stated that they couldn't beat Rayados, so they got to beat that big team like a Tigres, like a Cruz Azul, like a Leon, to really be on that top tier, and for me to really say like, yeah, Solari's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
They're not top teams, man. Chivas, Pumas, America, and Cruz Azul. That's all that matters.
I think with Cruz Azul, you can't throw in the towel just yet because they're nowhere near that. I mean, they have some of the best players in the country, and Reynoso's a capable coach. I think he is the right one of the good choices to pull this team back together, and they're starting to show it now. And I think with America, they've proven to be one of the most consistent teams in the last decade. So I don't think they're nowhere near falling, although I don't like it. That's just me personally, but they're doing right things over there. They're getting nice young players and bringing in Solari, and then the Madrid kid hasn't even come yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
With the Cruz Azul, for me, you got to ride that ship, man. Cruz Azul invests a lot of money every season. I don't think they did that much this season, right, Danny? They just brought back players on loan. But other than that, man, they got the key components to potentially win the championship. Uh, I know I was impatient in the beginning, and Danny kept telling me, "Dude, just wait until like the fifth week. This is where it really kicks off." And uh, yeah, I think Reynoso is capable of taking them to the promised land. But then again, I believed in Siboldi, so we'll see. We'll see because Liga is a different monster every year for America. For Cruz Azul.
For both, man.
Mm. You, Juvie?
Um, I ain't got much to say about both teams. Now I'm playing.
For the last scene.
Now for America, like I think what helps them out of it's that youth system, because they're a hospital every year, and they have good pieces that come in from the youth, and that helps them out a lot. So as long as they maintain that, they'll be fine. If they do something like Pumas, where they forget about their youth development, then they'll struggle like Pumas did. For Cruz Azul, it's they're just missing that like key component. I don't know what the hell it is, but every year they just need a little bit, that little tiny piece, and it takes a while for them to figure it out, for teams to figure it out. But once they figure it out, they'll be fine, and that's pretty much it.
I think that hurt him saying something nice like that.
I think it did. I was
No,
surprised.
no. I always say good things about Cruz Azul, and sometimes the good things
I don't.
are critical, like critical. How do you say? Um,
Criticism?
like criticism. Yeah, and some people don't like it. Some people do. That's it.
I'm gonna record this and I'm gonna just have it as my ringer from now on. Anyways, as we move on to the next question, Eliel, 2212, and thanks for talking to us, man. I'm sorry that it took us a while to get his response because it kind of get lingers in. I don't know if you guys have seen the messages that we get sometimes. It's like from random people just sending us like links, and he was in there, and I didn't notice him till today. But he says, "Hey, bro, I'm from Pennsylvania, all the way in the East Coast. Curious to know what y'all think in your podcast about how the media ran with Amari Vergara asking fans to buy jerseys to support the team during one of his lives on Instagram. I think someone had asked him for a free jersey. I think the media sensationalized the comment, but it got me to thinking, how can Chivas Hermanos support the team from the U.S.? I think Chivas hasn't taken advantage of the economic base they have here. Maybe more summer games and an official Chivas U.S. store in the States. Right now, if you go to Tiendas Chivas, you can't ship to the U.S. I honestly think,
MX.
yeah, sorry, MX, you can't ship to the U.S. I honestly think if the Liga MX and the MLS merge in some capacity, Chivas will benefit economically. I've only been able to attend one game when they came to NYC for the CONCACAF Champions. Saludos desde Pennsylvania. It's a lot to unpack there, but I'll try to. With the Amari Vergara situation, I mean, I think it's just the way he said it. It might have came off as wrong, but I understand the media sensationalizing it. I think that for the most part, when you're expecting from a big team, like you can't state those things, like, and I think that's why the media ran with it. But like at the same time, to like I've always said it, I got to buy the jersey year in and year out to support the team because that's how they get money to buy players. It is what it is. I've never had to hear it from a owner or anything to understand that. I think you guys have heard me say I only watch Liga MX because that's where my money's gonna go to. So I can understand why the media said what they said, just because it's not you, like, you're not used to hearing it. Yeah, but it is what it is. That's how you can support the team. Uh After that, I mean, you're completely right. I think Chivas should find a way to play a tournament, whether it be in the summer or kind of. I think that for Eliel, at least, it has to do more with the fact that the games aren't necessarily in New York, because I know that Chivas comes out and during even the what is it called, the Dia de Descanso or whatever, that week of
Mhm.
where Mexico plays, they come out here to California and they play a game. I think that the road trip to New York might be a little bit different. Is it not true?
You took
Um,
you took what I told you earlier on the phone.
but I mean, I had already known that. Like, I literally
He
no,
literally,
I
look,
had
look,
I
look, let me answer that. So,
Copyright.
yeah, it is. Because we literally talked about that. I told them, look, listen, they come to River tournament. You want to play a tournament? We have the IC championship. Where all the big teams play. No pun intended. The big teams. They played in San Jose. They played in Santa Clara. They came back to San Jose and they played in LA. So yes, it is an East Coast thing, right? Where's the majority of a lot of the Mexican population?
The southern
Arizona,
states.
Texas,
Yeah. Southwest.
right? Yeah, exactly. So for them to go to the East Coast, man, at the end of the day, they got to see the numbers. If they didn't draw when they went to the East Coast, because they drew when they went to Seattle.
And but they drew fans when they went to Chicago.
Yeah, there's a lot of big population of Mexicans there too.
Yeah.
But what the Amaury thing, it's a business, man. You know, we all want to be businessmen. We all want to be business people. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna give away nothing for free when it comes to my business. He offered to get it all signed from everybody else, which is dope. But you right, we all want free things, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, Danny, year in, year out, we got to support the team. $90, take my money. I already ordered 2 jerseys for the blue one. So at the end of the day, I understand. Now, the Mexican media blows it up more than what it is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a business and they gotta do it. There is alternatives for the shop. I buy my jerseys in worldsoccershop.com. I'm not trying to do promotion for them. Another socket soccer
But if
outlets
they
online.
do want to sponsor, we're open to
Good
that.
businessman. But at the end of the day, that's he's right. They need a Chivas U.S. store online because there's a lot of stuff that a lot of these places don't carry. And
Yeah.
when Rafa goes to Mexico, dude, I'm asking for a bunch of stuff, which I only end up getting a jersey, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
And
I,
I think that
And don't
goes
take
for
my ideas.
no, and I think that goes for any Liga MX team. It's just hard to shop for some of the jerseys sometimes. Sometimes even when we do the giveaway, like we had to go all the way to Tijuana to be able to get an Atlas jersey because we couldn't find it anywhere here.
That's
Fun
because
trip.
it's El Atlas.
But let's be honest. There's fans out here that don't get the chance to go to
Yeah.
TJ to go to Mexico to buy the jersey that they might want. And I mean, yeah, Liga MX is losing a lot of money on that.
oh yeah.
Or even Descenso. For not a lot of people know, but for Danny, I got for Father's Day, for his first Father's Day, I went out and I asked my uncle to bring me a Mineros de Zacatecas
Mhm.
polo. I couldn't get it here in the U.S. So
Yeah.
if they can make it available, man, it would be way easier. It's easier to get a Cholos because it's just right over the border, and I ordered from the official store in TJ. But when it comes down to from like Guadalajara, Mexico, it's probably a little bit harder.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
And then
gonna put in my two
oh,
cents. Sorry. That yeah, the Mexican media, they overhype anything they get their hands on, man. Like if it's Vergara saying one thing or like another coach or owner saying another thing, they'll overhype it and talk smack about it whenever they get a chance. So that's how it is. It's nothing new. As far
Mhm.
as Vergara asking for people to buy jerseys, what's wrong with it, man? I already buy enough jerseys, and with him saying it that it supports the team, I'm just gonna go out and buy more jerseys because that's my team, man. So I'll buy like different variations of, when the black jersey came out, they had a pink version, a red version. I bought them all, So as far as a Liga MX store, I feel like they should do it, not just Chivas. I think everybody should get a chance to, get the jersey of whatever team, first division, second division, a team that doesn't exist, like Club de Cuervos. I think it's a fantastic idea. Whoever does it's
Mhm.
gonna have a good it's gonna get a lot of profit from it. But unfortunately, it's not there. And as far as like getting Chivas jerseys myself, I know there's some options you can go on. Like I know Chivas has a Chivas store on Facebook or
Facebook.
Instagram. Yeah, they're both linked together, so I think you can get it there. But there's not a lot of variety. Like there's a home jersey, and it's like the fan one. It's not the player one, and you can't get a number on it. It's just as basic as it gets. But Puma has a lot of alternatives too. They have the jackets,
Mhm.
the sweaters, shorts, whatever. But there's options, but it's not nothing clear cut. Like you have to go and dig for them. So yeah, they should have a better way
Yeah,
of getting these.
and also, like I said, I'm one of the. I don't know if you have it, Rafa, but I go and pay for Chivas TV, even though sometimes I can't watch the away games or the home games because they're on Telemundo. I still pay my was it $5.99, $6.99 a month, and I'll catch some of the U system games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it just depends on how much you actually want to contribute to the team. Because you could say you're a fan, but you know that these teams still got to make some money, and some people don't want to give up their hard-earned cash. That's how it is. But if you really want to support, that's the way you do it. Obviously, by watching games as well, which I do every
Yeah,
week, from beginning to end. But it just depends on how big of a fan you are. You don't have to do it. No one's forcing you. But if you want to
yeah,
help, that's the way.
yeah.
Yeah. Yuri.
yeah. I agree with everything y'all said.
Y ya me quiero ir a dormir.
No. Like I
It's
don't,
because
I
he
don't,
saw
I don't.
your bed right there in the background.
Oh, ya se antojó.
No. It's just that there's not much to say. Like I'm pretty sure we all agree on the same thing that the media just sometimes takes things away. Like he could have said anything like, "Hey, my shoe,"
And
and they
and
probably would have been like, "Oh, he talks about his shoe over real matters."
and sorry,
So
you got to bring up what media it is because it's probably through the end. It's probably the same guys that are rooting for America at all points. Like, oh, mira estos you know, like quieren que compren sus camisas y que han hecho. It's the easiest thing to do, you know. Obviously, as to the end, they're selling a product, and that product is America. So at any point, you know, like we can see the bias. It is what
Yeah.
it is.
And then again, Chivas didn't sign that juicy contract that they signed with NBC Universal, where they're. I didn't know this, but this over the weekend, Rafa, what did you see on NBC?
Uh, they put the games of the sub-17 and the sub-20 on there. So
Yeah.
it's not, you can't get that from any other team that I know of from the inferiores, but it's something that, you know, if you really wanted to dive into, you can see the youngsters playing, and it's nice. It's a nice option.
I think because he had another question. I mean, it had to do with what do we think of the Liga Femenil, and this is something to say towards
I
that.
support it. I
I know
support it.
I know Juvie watches it all the time. But for the most part, it's very hard to find where to see it. For the like it's 3 to 5. It's during the hours that most people aren't even home. So I think that they have to do either kind of like how you said, where the MLS in Europe does like a weekly game where this is the top game of the week at Friday night at 7 p.m. on an episode, or I mean on a network. Um, you know, so that we could really get invested in this. For the most part, you know,
Would you watch it?
yeah, and that's the thing. I've told plenty of people that, you know, you got to support stuff to make it bigger. There's times where I've heard the discussion of, you know, kind of like how the Liga MX girls, they don't get paid a lot to play. That's why you see a girl from America on Exatlon, or and then another girl from Chivas on Exatlon, another show on a to the end base that pays them more than what they do.
Telemundo
Yeah,
or
or
Mundo.
Telemundo, sorry. But you get what I'm saying, like another network that's willing to pay them more for them to be on their show, and they're like saying like, yeah, well, that's a better opportunity. So at the same time, I think we're not at the point where we if we're not pushing these things on networks and or even the league to try something else, it's never really gonna grow. I can understand the exigencia of it, like of wanting to grow it, but I don't think they're doing it right.
So
well, I
are
mean,
you giving me and Julie the green light to go get interviews with some of these girl soccer players?
haven't I been doing that? Well, not recently, but you know.
Yeah,
Danny,
Yeah,
I got the green light to go.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. Oh,
yeah.
from
But
Daniel. Oh, from Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've been pushing it for a while, you know, and I always get backlash for it, you
yeah,
know,
from
but
for
who?
my. I'm a visionary, you know. That's what it is.
That's how you're el ingeniero. That's why.
but yeah, man, I
Well,
think
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We had one interview, right? And
Yeah,
with all honesty, Juby was running it because it was awkward for me because I don't watch the Liga Femenil, right? It was hard to ask some stuff. So
Yeah. I
with
mean,
your point, Danny, yeah, we need a push to make it grow.
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, like the league right now, it's young, you know. Uh, actually, like it's. I know it's been out a couple years, but it's very young.
it's like at their
Um.
fifth year or something, fourth year, something like that.
fourth, fifth year.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
Or
that's still
not,
young.
I don't
Look
think
look
year. I
at
think it's just Liga,
uh,
like two
uh
2 years, 3 years.
yeah, like
Mhm.
that's young. Look at how long it took the MLS to get to where it's at. You know, like
But it's not there yet.
it's not an overnight thing. You know, it takes time. And then
But
number
I,
two is it's like it was very hard in the beginning to get teams to bite into the idea that they should get a every team should have another team. You know, because there's teams like Puebla that can't really handle uh, that type of loss. You know, a team like Chivas, yeah, they might be able to pour in some money and 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 get away with it. You know, but there's just teams that can't do it, and it sucks that yeah, the girls are not getting paid much and stuff like that. But I mean, like I feel like it's taking a step in the right direction. One thing that I will say about TUDN that I do like is they do kind of push the Liga MX Femenil a little more because now they have like the specific days that the games are on. They have like the girls that were the reporters and stuff like that. They narrate some of the games, you know. So like I do
That's
agree that
cool.
that they
But
are pushing it a little more.
Like when Danny says that they're playing at the 3 to 5 p.m. uh time slot, how can we watch them
and
when
not only that, it's like on a Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like
Yeah,
days that
but because if Chivas is playing on Saturday, Chivas the
Mascular?
uh-huh, how is Chivas Femenil gonna take that position?
but that's where you got to put them. If you want people to watch it, it's 7 o'clock on Saturday, and you push whatever team. Like if you could like think about it right now. I mean, Cruz
See,
Azul is playing on Cruz Azul is playing on Wednesday.
but you
But
gotta be smart with with your attack
I
strategy,
think
because if you put,
I
no
think
matter what you do, you could put Cruz Azul Femenil and Cruz Azul playing at the same time. Who's
no,
gonna
no,
win?
but that's what I'm saying. Don't put them at the same time. Put Cruz Azul on Wednesday, how they're gonna play this week, and put Cruz Azul Femenil on Sunday night. What?
But why would you do that?
Because more people are at home on Sunday night. Because more
So
people are
then and that's why you would put Cruz Azul Masculin on
no,
Sunday,
no. But that's the thing that
because
more
that's your money maker.
no, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, 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 no. You don't get it.
That's
So this week Cruz Azul plays on Wednesday because
Hmm.
that's how the cards fell because of the Club World Cups. So if they
Hmm.
play Wednesday, there's no time slot for Cruz Azul on Sunday or Saturday, right? So you put the femenil in that prime time slot, so there's more eyes because there's more people at home, and they can watch the games. That's what you meant, right, Danny?
yeah, and no matter what,
But then it doesn't work like that, because the games are scheduled already, and that slot is already filled up by another team. It doesn't
look,
matter that Cruz Azul is not playing. It's that
look,
that slot is
hold
filled up
on.
already.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that if you can just put one game, I'm asking for one game. You can't do one game on a Sunday or Saturday night. Like you can't switch one team to play on a Wednesday. I mean, if that sounds impossible, then it's never going to work.
So this sounds like no, never mind. I'm not gonna get into this conversation because it's gonna go longer.
all, all I'll say on it is that the money maker is the Liga MX, like the men, obviously.
Nothing.
But if you did want to push the Liga MX Femenil, then you would have to give them a time where people could watch it. And people work during the week, so it's not like a thing where you put them earlier on a Saturday. It's just not gonna work. People are not gonna be able to watch it. But you gotta give them some prime time, and you gotta talk about it more. We gotta talk about it more. We gotta say when these teams are gonna play, because you guys are talking about it. I don't even know what day they play or what times they actually do play.
Yeah.
No,
They
I
have
didn't even know
random.
Puebla had a team. Didn't have a team. So I think it's
Yeah,
up
they
to
don't.
us as well. So
And
They have a random schedule, and I like I said before, I've tried to push it on to you guys, but I did get
Yes.
backlash.
no,
So
We
and here's the other thing too. I mean, if the girls aren't getting paid enough, then the league should come in and pay them a little bit more. If you're really trying to grow the league, if you're trying to make an investment, if you're trying to do, because the way it's going, it's more of a straight line, and sooner or later that line's gonna dip down and into an incline or a decline. I mean, but if you're really trying to grow the league, you got to push money onto it. You have like the same way we just talked about the jerseys. You have to be willing to lose a little bit of money to gain a lot more.
yeah,
so so
but
can I
we go
ask the
back to.
question? Hold on, Julie. Can I ask the question to finish off and go on to the next one? Why doesn't PDC Podcast MX support the Liga MX Liga Femenil?
To be honest, I mean, it's the fact that we don't have time. Like and the time slots that we do have, and it could be something like if we watch one game out of the week, it's the same thing, and we can do that.
Can we commit to that so
Yeah,
we can help the girls?
yeah.
Julie, would you commit?
I mean,
Yes
I
or
was
no?
doing it.
Yes
Huh?
or no? Can you
hey,
Oh
commit to
yeah,
one game?
we won't
I do
we won't give
commit,
you
because I did
backlash,
have a
Julie.
lot of I did have open conversations with a lot of the girls to talk
You
to them.
did.
It's just it's I do agree with the time. It's just very difficult, but like I for a while, I've tried to push it.
Yeah,
And the
we
last
can talk
question.
about it. We can talk about it.
And the last question, Danny.
I think that was it for the most part. That because yeah. uh
Didn't Sasha Guti have him?
no, that was last week. Wait,
Okay,
did he?
I'm not sure. I thought he did, but I guess not.
No.
Thank
Uh,
you guys for your questions for Monday Night Questionnaire with PDC Podcast MX.
yeah,
Mhm.
thank you guys. As always, follow us at PDC Podcast MX.
I'm sorry. By the time you guys hear listen to this, would it be Tuesday? We forgot to mention one European player, and I think right now, besides Raúl Jiménez, he's the most important player. Chucky Lozano got injured and with a hamstring. And Danny, you said 3 weeks, right?
It's looking more like a month, but for the minimum 3 weeks.
So you heard it here first.
All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, follow us at PDC Podcast MX. Listen to us on any platform: Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.